validity in outcome measures. So the success or otherwise of a particular intervention approach hinges almost entirely on what we define as a positive outcome. So we need to have, first of all, a construct, an idea that we're measuring that reflects meaningful flourishing. And for me, that means moving away from measures based on diagnostic features of autism, right? The concept of meaningful flourishing for an autistic person is not become less autistic, become more like a neurotypical person, right? There are other ways to capture flourishing that have much more validity in the eyes of the autistic community. But we also need to make sure that those measures are not just capturing a relevant construct and have validity for autistic people, but also that they're sensitive to change. So this is another problem with using diagnostic tools like the ADOS, the Autism Diagnostic Observation Schedule, to measure outcome from clinical trials. Those tools were never designed to be sensitive to change, to capture shifts in profile over time. They're designed to be diagnostic. They focus on what are the defining characteristics that separate autistic and non-autistic people so that I can make an accurate diagnosis. Utterly different from what are the things that might help this young person flourish and what are the things that we might expect to change over time if we were aiming to kind of support that flourishing. And of course, we need outcome measures that are resistant to bias. So in the context of a literature that I've just described, where we're not measuring risk of harms, where we're not reporting conflicts of interests, we really need measures that are going to be as independent and unbiased as possible, as objective as possible. So that means not scored by researchers who know the status of the participants in the study, not reported by parents who are invested in wanting to see positive outcomes for their children. And there is a real